On December 23, 1988, the tug Ocean Service struck the tank barge Nestucca off the coast of Washington State, resulting in an 875-ton oil spill that polluted the west coast of Canada's Vancouver Island. 3 months later, on March 23, 1989, the tanker Exxon Valdez grounded on Bligh Reef in Prince William Sound, Alaska, releasing 44,000 tons of oil. Public outrage followed.
Continue to move oil by tankers, knowing that sooner or later there'll be another one. That's what everybody said when they first began this thing, and they've been proved right.
Who pays? Who pays for all of this? The fishermen who lose their crop, you know, the animal, the cost all the way down the line. Who pays?
So that in the hopes that the governments, who never seem to lead but follow, will do something positive about this. We're all horrified, but as you say, nothing ever happens. So thanks for airing this problem again.
Just over a month later, on June 9, 1989, the Prime Minister of Canada appointed the Public Review Panel on Tanker Safety and Marine Spills Response Capability. Our mandate addresses two main issues. Response: if we have spills, can we clean them up? And prevention: are tankers safe? Can we clean up oil spills? As of the writing of this report, 15 months after the Exxon Valdez spill, Exxon has spent $2 billion to clean up Prince William Sound. And although they promised 100% success, less than 10% of the oil has been recovered. With current technologies, we cannot clean up catastrophic oil spills, no matter how fast we respond and no matter what we do. Therefore, the panel has concluded that our hope lies in prevention. We must prevent spills in the first place. Are tankers safe? Tankers are not safe, and they are not designed to be safe. Of the 6,500 oil tankers worldwide, only 8%, 500, have double bottoms or double hulls. The rest, 6,000 of them, are as Terry Pittman describes: single hulls with very little steel between the oil cargo and the water being traversed. In Canada, only 1 of 31 tankers is double-hulled. As it is, if a collision or grounding occurs, a spill is almost a certainty. The bottom, sides, and main deck of a ship are called the hull. Ships can be constructed with double bottoms or double hulls. In the Baltic Sea, where navigating conditions are similar to those in Canadian waters, many of the tankers have had double hulls since the 1970s. With a double hull, the outer bottom or side might be penetrated, while the inner structure likely remains intact. In fact, this has been proven. In the Baltic, based on studies of 20 accidents over a 25-year period, only 10% of the accidents involving tankers with double hulls in which the shell plating was fractured resulted in spills. The same studies show that had they been single-hulled, 80% of the accidents would have resulted in spills. Naval architects and engineers studying the Exxon Valdez spill estimated that 75% less oil would have been spilled had the ship been double-hulled. There is universal agreement that double-hulled tankers are safer. So why do they make up only 8% of the world's fleet? Double-hulled tankers cost more to build, and the payload is reduced because there is less room for the oil cargo. Each voyage is less profitable. This profitability has an environmental price tag. Catastrophic oil spills from single-hull tankers throughout the world have been of unimaginable proportions. Small wonder there is now worldwide demand for safer tankers. Our report presents 107 recommendations, 51 of which are region-specific. However, we make one major recommendation. Human error accounts for almost all accidents, and many of our other recommendations are aimed at reducing the incidence of human error. But it would be whimsical to suggest that we can eliminate it completely. What we can do, however, with this recommendation is mitigate the effects of accidents if and when they do occur. This panel is convinced that if we are to protect Canadian waters, we must have only double-hulled tankers plying them. To achieve this, we recommend a levy of $2 per ton of oil cargo be charged to all carriers using single-hull tankers anywhere in our waters. For double-bottom tankers, the levy should be 50%, and for double-hull tankers, the levy should be set at zero. To impose this levy, no new legislation is required. Canada already has the Ship Source Oil Pollution Fund, known as the SOPF. Although it has in the past, the fund is not currently charging a levy, but the Minister of Transport has the authority to impose one at any time. We recommend he do so immediately. In addition to being an incentive for carriers to use safe ships, a portion of the approximately $1 billion raised by the levy over the next 10 years should be used to prevent spills by financing 1/5 the cost of expediting the replacement of the entire Canadian flag fleet of tankers and tank barges with double-hulled vessels. We recommend that the fleet be replaced within 7 years, and our preference is that the new ships be built in Canadian shipyards. This panel was struck in response to a major spill from the Nestucca and a catastrophic spill from the Valdez. This major recommendation directly addresses spills caused by such accidents. Too often, reports of commissions of inquiry amount to a wish list because implementation requires the enactment of legislation or the recommendations cannot be funded. That is not the case with the major recommendations of this report. No new legislation is required, and the funding through the SOPF levy starts as soon as the Minister of Transport says it does. It is worth noting that similar spill prevention and response initiatives are under active consideration in many countries, including bills before both the Senate and the House in the U.S. Congress. It is the panel's firm belief that when Canada acts on these recommendations, others will soon follow, and we will all be well on our way to preserving our planet's marine environment.